beyond arrogance, Con. What's at stake is the future of the expedition.
Come along, Con.
Captain Scott. Lieutenant. My wife, Hilda. Mrs. Evans, how are you?
How do you do?
This is Bill Wilson in charge of science.
Hello.
Mrs. Evans.
Dr. Wilson.
Lieutenant.
Mrs. Evans, come and join us.
I hear you're planning to go south yourself.
Mrs. Evans.
How do you do?
Mrs. Scott?
Yes,
Mrs. Wilson. Please do sit down.
Thank you.
Wasn't it your husband who took out the relief ship that brought back Captain Scott and my husband the last time, Mrs. Evans?
I believe it was, Mrs. Wilson.
And are you happy that he wants to return there?
Happy? Heavens no, not at all. How could a wife be happy at such a thing? But I suppose we learn to bear it in time.
The only thing that makes me unhappy, Mrs. Evans, is that I am not allowed to go with them. Nothing in a woman's life can ever quite compensate for not being born a man. Men do. Women don't. And I would despise myself if I ever learnt to bear it.
Dear Amundsen, I'm to help Captain Scott at his final motor sledge trials in March at Fairford. He has asked me to sound you out on the subject of simultaneous magnetic observations at North and South Poles by your two expeditions. It's important we Norwegians be seen cooperating with the British. It is equally important that I assist you, and I remain anxious for you to share with me your own plans for the North Pole itself.
11 men, provisions, equipment, but still small enough to pack on board and reassemble on the ice. How long do I have, Captain?
How long will it take?
My brother Hans could probably help me.
I would like you to build it alone.
Here.
Midsummer, how does that sound?
If that's when it's needed, that's when it'll be ready.
If someone should ask, you are working on the house.
Captain, it says observation hut. Is that what it's for?
Yes, that's right.
Judging by the specification, it seems more like living quarters.
I would. It's important.
Nansen wants a meeting.
I know. He's getting nervous. He thinks you're up to something.
Tell him I'm still away. I haven't been in touch.
Speak with him. Tell him something.
Lie? Lie to Nansen? I can't. Send him a cable. Tell him that... Tell him I'll see his man Johanssen, if that would please him.
That might help. Will you take him with you?
If I must.
Can you work with Johanssen?
I don't know. We shall see.
I'll send a cable. Oh, here's a copy of the standard contract you wanted. Maybe you'll scare Johanssen off with it.
This is for Siberia.
What?
No use making winter quarters if no one knows how to put them up.
Siberia, you still want to come north with me?
Dear Amundsen, at least you have let me know through your brother that you intend to see Hjelmar Johanssen for your work in the north. Johanssen is a good man and a fine explorer, and he will not let you down, though times have been hard with him since our journey together. I cannot stress too much what this matter means to me. Through him, I would be able to join my spirit with yours in the work that lies ahead.
Dr. Nansen as Saint Olaf, from hero to saint, in 1 year flat. The artist used him as his model. Well, this year we came back heroes, both of us, from 86-17, the furthest north. The year I saved his life in the ice. Well, nobody will blame the artist. Nansen was always the handsome one. I'm sorry, Captain. I don't have too many callers now. I'm rattling a little. I'm glad you came to Tromsø to see me. I believe my record speaks for itself. But if you have any questions, please ask them.
I have only one question, Mr. Johanssen. Here is a copy of the contract I asked those who serve me to sign. The first page is just standard stuff, is wages, conditions, duration, etc. I would like you to read the final paragraph over the page there. Yes.
In promising to work for a successful outcome with unflagging resolution, I affirm on my honor that I will obey the leader of the expedition in everything at any time.
On the saloon wall of the Gjøa, I hung the words, "On this ship, we are all captains, we are all crew." Not a man went with me, but knew the truth of it 100 times before we were done. Yet all gave that promise. Each made that affirmation. My question is, can the man who sailed with Otto Sverdrup and Fridtjof Nansen and once held the record of the furthest north and wasn't asked to model for St. Olaf, so promise and affirm? It's a matter of respect.
Dear Dr. Nansen, I hope you will be pleased to hear that I have included Hjelmar Johanssen in the expeditionary party. The die is cast now. My only way is forward.
Can it be put right?
It snapped. It'll weld back, but I haven't got the...
There's time.
Well, the village down the valley has a machine shop. The trouble... By road, 15 miles each way.
Right, that's it then. We might as well pack in for the day. Like a word, Reggie. We review performance at 5.
Fine. I'd better help blanket the engine.
Reg, how's young Day there shaping up?
Very well. Bit raw, of course, but a good man.
Good, good. My room at 5, then.
You and your husband are more interested in South Pole.
Oh, here he is now. Come on, over here. What is it?
Damned axle bust and a whole day gone. We must be in London the day after tomorrow. I still have Amundsen to see the telephonist and speak a word of English.
Dr. Nansen wants to introduce one of his young protégés. Con, you can't mope in your room. I insist you be sociable. Besides, I'm in need of a husband's protection in such stunningly attractive company.
Captain Scott, I would very much like you to meet Trygve Gran.
Mr. Gran.
It's an honor, sir.
Gran has ambitions to go to the South Pole himself.
Really? Well, I hope he has better luck than me. She's got a broken axle. She was doing beautifully, too.
Can it not be mended in time?
For our departure? No, not a chance. It's a 30-mile round trip to the nearest village.
You know the village, Gran. I'm sure he could be back in 4 or 5 hours, couldn't you?
How? Does he own an aeroplane?
No, just a pair of ski.
Ah, yes, the magic carpet. Ski again.
If the work is suspended anyhow, what is there to lose?
See, the thing weighs 25 pounds if it weighs an ounce.
What does it matter, Con? Mr. Grant says it can be done. I think he should go.
Captain Scott. Lieutenant. My wife, Hilda. Mrs. Evans, how are you?
How do you do?
This is Bill Wilson in charge of science.
Hello.
Mrs. Evans.
It was Mrs. Wilson.
And are you happy that he wants to return there?
Happy? Heavens, no, not at all. How could a wife be happy at such a thing? But I suppose we learn to bear it in time.
The only thing that makes me unhappy, Mrs. Evans, is that I...
Beyond arrogance, Con, what's at stake is the future of the expedition.
Come along, Con.
Lieutenant.
Mrs. Evans, come and join us.
I hear you're planning to go south yourself.
Mrs. Evans.
How do you do?
Mrs. Scott?
Yes,
Mrs. Wilson. Please do sit down.
Thank you.
Wasn't it your husband who took out the relief ship that brought back Captain Scott and my husband the last time, Mrs. Evans?
I believe it